Hi, everyone, and welcome to the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything happening here in America's greatest family resorts. We're your hosts, Dominick Dougherty and Drew Fasy.
And we are your local guys.
Now, this is our first episode. We're super excited to be here. There's no shortage of things to talk about here in Ocean City, New Jersey. For a town with 11,000 year-round residents, a whole lot happens. So I wish that I could lay claim to the idea for this great podcast. However, it was all this man over here, Drew Fasy. So, Drew, why don't you take a second and tell us, what was your inspiration behind the OCNJ Local?
Well, I was surprised that nobody had done it before, Dom.
Very true.
As you know, aside from the 11,000 year-round residents, there are hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people who have a connection to Ocean City, New Jersey. They lived here, vacationed here for generations. You hear that all the time. I've been coming to Ocean City with my grandparents. People come from all over the country to vacation in Ocean City, all over the world to vacation in Ocean City to visit. And there's a real strong emotional connection to Ocean City. And I think people are interested in what goes on here during the summer, as well as, when the sidewalks are rolled up after Labor Day.
Speaking of which, Drew, 73 days until Labor Day.
The countdown is on.
The countdown is on.
For those non-locals, the countdown to Memorial Day starts the day after Labor Day, and the countdown to Labor Day starts the day after Memorial Day.
I think you got that backwards. The countdown to Labor Day starts the day after Memorial Day. Once we get that in the influx, once our town, 10x's in size, all of us who enjoy the 2-minute drive everywhere that turns into 20, and
if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky. And the ample parking that simply vanishes all of a sudden on that last Monday in May, and then reappears magically that first Tuesday in September, So,
but there's new parking created in front of your driveway, for instance.
Yes, that was a hot spot. Memorial Day weekend
at corners becomes legal parking during the summer.
Listen, it's all fair game. Just, I'll tell everyone right now, don't block the alleyway. Make sure you are not blocking the alleyway, because you will get towed. So, speaking of which, when that did happen, I called one of our local custodians of the law, and I was able to either give a warning, give a ticket, or have them towed right there on the spot. I chose to just, we'll see what happens. And thankfully, they came back pretty quickly, and were able to.
You're a better man than I. I would have towed on the spot.
Listen, I really wanted to, but it was Memorial Day weekend. Don't want to start someone's summer off that way. Personally, each summer gets it gets a little bit dicier, a little bit sooner. This summer
get crankier faster.
That's pretty much true. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But at least now you and I have a nice place where we can share our thoughts and opinions of everything that is happening here in this beautiful island, and we will. And we hope you all enjoy. So today's topic in our first episode: to build or not to build? That is the question. In April, Eustace Mita, a local resident, proposed building a lavish luxury hotel, the best hotel, or the nicest hotel on the East Coast, as he stated it would be, here in Ocean City. Drew, I know you've done some research. You watched his proposal to City Council. You've kind of done your homework on the proposal, because when this first came out in April, did the locals have
that town?
Yeah, it was wild. Everywhere you went, everybody was talking about this. People were the rumor mill. You couldn't stop it. So, Drew, before we get into the local take, why don't you give us the who, what, why, when, and where of this project, and what it would mean here for this great city of Ocean City?
All right, so here are some facts, not rumors. So the who is Eustace Mita. He's the principal of Icona Resorts and Christovis Builders. He currently has hotel properties, the Icona Avalon, the Windrift, Diamond Beach, and Cape May.
All beautiful hotels.
Yes, all high-end hotels. The what? Icona Ocean City is what he proposed.
Bum, bum, bum,
Could be a
bum.
325-room luxury destination resort hotel, a grand hotel.
Wait, he's not proposing another duplex?
That's right.
No? Okay.
He's included in his plan was high-end retail space on the boardwalk level, like Lululemon type high-end, an indoor pool, an outdoor pool, and several high-end restaurants. Places where you would probably dine, Don, not me. Where? So this was the kicker, right? So it's on the boardwalk between 5th and 6th Streets, east of the current city parking lot, which serves the Carey Stadium. And the
Wait. In April, they were demolishing the high school to build this. That's not the case.
They were getting rid of the basketball courts, the civic center, the high school. Yeah, the rumor mill was flying, but no, it's east of the of that parking lot that serves Carey Stadium, and it's a city-owned lot.
Okay.
This parcel is currently zoned public, which that entire corridor running from beach to bay between 5th and 6th Street, with one small exception on the bay next to the Bayside Center. That's all zoned public use. And the parcel is currently beach and dune. I'm not a geologist, but it's beach and it's dune. So that's the where. The why. So I'm going from Eustace Mita's presentation, and it was compelling. I have to say, it was a compelling presentation. Why is he presenting this? Number one is Ocean City needs hotel rooms to drive tourism, and we are a tourist town. Ocean City lost approximately 2,250 hotel rooms since 2000. We went from 3,000 hotel rooms down to 750 hotel rooms. Big loss.
And the Tahiti Inn sold over the winter too. So who knows the future of that? That's
right. A lot of those buildings either were sold and demolished, or a lot were condoed. They were turned into condos or condo hotels. Number three, revenue to the city, which would be in two parts. One is the initial influx of cash for the sale of that parcel. And the other would be, his claim was that that would be the largest taxpayer by far in the city. Number four is it would bring visitors to the city in and out of season. He made the statement that his properties, which are kept open year-round to keep his staff in place, his properties average 4 occupants per room per week in the off season. So for a 325-room hotel, that's 1,300 visitors per week in the off season, which would feed local businesses. So that's the who, what, why, and where. That's the facts.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will give you the local guys' take here on this luxury hotel coming to America's greatest family resort.
Maybe.
All right, Drew, you made a compelling case here for this hotel.
I didn't. That was Eustace making that case. I didn't make any case at all. Yeah.
Well, you made the facts seem quite interesting because, like I said, back in April, the big talk was that boom, instant liquor license here in Ocean City. Everybody that comes to Ocean City knows that Ocean City is a dry town, and I'll use that term loosely. Whereas you can basically get liquor within steps of getting off of it, and there is no shortage of red Solo cups here.
But it is not dry, meaning it is not sold on the island, and you can't consume it in public on the island.
That is correct.
Unless you're a juvenile on the beach, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that later. We'll talk about that later. Definitely.
Episode for that.
That was the one big rumor. Everybody was very concerned about
that it's automatic, right? That
it's automatic.
Hotel rooms is an automatic liquor license, which is also not fact.
Not the facts. Most of the locals here were against this coming in. Ocean City is notorious for resisting change. It seems, unless you're going to build a multi-million-dollar duplex or home for someone to buy, you can't change anything here in Ocean City. Personally, I'm kind of for this project. I shared an article with you probably a couple weeks ago that the Jersey Shore itself is going through this kind of luxury rebirth here. It's not all little bungalows and cottages anymore. It's not all gym tan laundry type atmosphere. It's multi-million-dollar homes. I still have one of these old little cottages that I live in. Around the corner from me, though, they just built a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house that sold for $2 million. So if you're going to already have this level of affluency here on the island, why not go all the way? Why not take it to that level?
Well, I think, Dom, that Ocean City's base is not at that level. Is there money here? Absolutely, there is. But we're talking. So, in Eustace Mita's presentation, he used a couple of properties that he went and visited as kind of the models. One was watercolors in Panama City, and the other was a property in Rhode Island. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head, but these were his concept properties, and they were really 5-star resorts, high-end destination luxury resorts, as the terms he kept using. I went and checked them out online. I couldn't afford to stay there. You may be able to, but I can't. Anyway, so in season, the lowest priced hotel room, and had a 3-night minimum, they start at $1,700 just for the room.
Wow.
Up to close to $4,000 per night for a family suite. So wow. That's big money. When you're talking 3 nights, $12,000, and you haven't eaten, you haven't played, $12,000 for a 3-night stay at a hotel room. It's really a high end, right? So I'm not sure.
Listen, I was
the kind of demographic that we're used to here.
I was just talking to my friend, and his family rented a duplex. I think we're 2 blocks in, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, $8,500 second week of August.
So, but the difference is that that's a 5-bedroom. So you're bringing, it's probably multi-generational, right? Grandparents, parents, siblings.
Yeah, but still, man, it's $8,500, and that's before you've done anything.
Well, this is $12,000 for 3 nights, right? For a family of 4. So there, it's hard to compare apples to apples. I can tell you though, your friend who's renting the 5-bedroom, I guarantee you, there's going to be 2-car parking, and they're bringing 12 cars. There's no question about that.
At least minimum.
But that's off topic. Anyway, so I think with Icona, Ocean City, I think we can argue whether the clientele is here or not. I would have to give it to you and say that if Eustace Mita spent whatever he spent on attorneys and architects and all of his due diligence, I would have to imagine that there's a market for that property if he's willing to spend big money to build that kind of property, right? Guy's a smart guy, good businessman. I'm sure there's a market for that. I think the problem that you and I can both agree on, and that most people had an issue with, was the location. Right? It's currently city-owned land. It's beach. It's dune. It sits in front of the high school, the stadium, the civic center. I don't think anybody felt good about the potential to have an 8-story. Was it 8? No, 6-story hotel.
I think eight at the peak.
8 at the peak. It was 8.
Yeah.
On property that's currently beach and dune, right?
Yeah, and
anybody but you, maybe that is.
Well, where else are you going to put something that big? I mean, there are
the Soleil property down at 11th Street across from the Flanders.
I hear that. Well, I didn't know that
approved.
That got approved.
Yeah,
and that's back in play now. From what I've heard,
it's not beachfront.
It's not beachfront. If you're going to go that big, though, you're going to have rooms that'll have ocean views for sure. 5th and 6th Street is already a very tight area. If you're keeping that many people, if you're planning on having 1,300 extra people in that area, even in the off season, I would be concerned about, pick up and drop off at the high school. Ocean City has the Battle of the Beach high school football now. On that last weekend of summer, you got ESPN2 coming down to broadcast the game this year. How is that going to fit in there? You're also talking about a beachfront resort in an area where the beach is constantly being eroded. We just replenished this past winter, and there's already no beach at 5th Street. It's already gone. If you look at the island has a curve to it, and that seems to be one of the points that sticks out the furthest in the ocean is that 5th Street area. So my other concern about it too.
Maybe Eustace is thinking like the Sultan of Dubai. He's gonna build his own sand beach.
Maybe. I mean, listen, we spend $20 million every couple of years to build beach there, and the ocean wins every time. Yeah. So, let the Sultan.
I think the main point there to me is not the beach, but the congestion.
Yeah, it would be a nightmare if you put that in. It would be.
It's not a wide street. 5th and 6th, neither are wide streets to begin with. There's parking issues there already. Now you're talking about bringing in a 325-room hotel with guests and employees and deliveries.
Deliveries, I didn't think of that. Deliveries, linens coming in and out every day. If you have these high-end restaurants, you got your retail. Yeah, that would be insane. Also, too, I was up on the boardwalk on Memorial Day weekend, and my kids were helping out a friend of ours at their local shop up on the boardwalk, and I took a walk. And if you head towards, from 8th Street, if you make a right and you head down like up in numbers towards 12th, 14th, that area, the boardwalk is packed. It is got people everywhere. That is prime time. When you go the other way and you start heading towards 5th, 6th, down into that north end of the island, there's almost not many people. I'm like, what's going on down here? Like, where did everybody go?
Well, that was part of the proposal, was that hotel would be the anchor on that end of the boardwalk and potentially draw people down that end to go to that retail. Also, part of the proposal was having a gazebo on the property, but accessible from the boardwalk and have live music every night during the season.
Oh wow.
That general public could walk in off the boardwalk.
Now, why does Eustace Mita need to propose that? Why can't the city build that? Why can't the city do that? It's public land. Currently, there's 4 or 5 volleyball courts that seldom are used. Why not do that? Why not, borrow from this proposal that has, some good ideas and start doing that on our own? What do we need Eustace to come in and build the giant hotel just to, make a smart move? I know they do that in Ventnor, and they have a whole concerts on the beach there, and it draws a lot of people.
We have the music pier, man.
But you're charging people there.
So you want it for free?
I mean,
gotcha. Okay.
Look, man.
Yeah.
It's $10 a day to go to the beach per person. It's $25. Now, and that's another thing to talk about later too.
Yeah,
it's $25 to park your car. Is it really going to kill the city to pay a band to play a little bit? We do have the performers on the boardwalk, the woman that plays the flute. I saw a guy playing an accordion the other day. Why not give the family something they can go to for free for a few minutes?
More flutes and more accordions, I think.
Listen.
No, you make a good point, Dom, but I think, that's certainly could be a takeaway. But that property is, again, it's beach and dune. And I don't know how our city could justify spending, 10 or 12 or $14 million, whatever it is, to buy the old car lot at 16th and Haven, between Haven and Simpson, with the purpose of keeping that from being developed, right? That's why we're buying that, to keep open space, and then turn around and sell a piece of open space that the city currently already owns for the highest density development that there could be in a hotel. I don't know how we could justify that as a city, right?
I'll agree. I'll give you that one. I don't know how you could justify that. But
at the end of the day, after that presentation, the mayor came out with a statement saying that he was not going to support the proposal. I don't know how city council felt about the proposal, honestly. It seemed to be met with somewhat lukewarm feelings on it, but I didn't really speak to any councilmen directly on how they felt about it, whether they would support it or not. But if the city did, again, I think it would be hard to explain how you spend, $10 or $12 million on a parcel to keep it from being developed, then turn around and sell off a beachfront parcel that's zoned public, by the way. That's currently zoned public, and has been since the Lake Brothers or whatever. And then develop it.
Our good mutual friend proposed putting it up to referendum and letting us decide. Because you get in that, how does city council feel about it? Well, if we, law is all about precedent. So if we set the precedent where city can sell off public land with, just a few votes, what does that say about this space they just bought? Who's to say they're not to sell that to the highest bidder?
I think that referendum might be the biggest landslide in electoral history in Ocean City. And that's after, our current mayor, won in 3 landslides in a row. And BYOB won a huge landslide that referendum. But I don't think there's much support for this project locally.
No.
Would you agree?
I'll agree, because I'm probably the only person that I've ever spoken to that is actually for it.
Well, Eustace and you, so it's going to get 2 votes in favor.
Hey, listen, me and Eustace, I'm happy to be mentioned in the same breath as Eustace Mita. Like I said, Drew, if you're gonna build $1 million houses, you're gonna do all this. why not go all the way? Because there are some people out there who can't come for a week. They can't spend $10,000 or $30,000 for a house all summer. And there's only so many beachfront places. If you have that kind of flow and you want to spend it, well, why not give you a place to spend it for a couple days?
And again, his presentation, his architectural renderings were impressive. It was an impressive property he was proposing. I'll give him that.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about this again because, as we've said before, when the buzz dies down, that's when the business happens. So
agreed. And I think the other, kind of rumor floated around is that, he made this big pitch for the Fifth Street property. And he's got something else in mind, that he wouldn't spend all that money just to go quietly into the good night, right? So we'll see where it comes up again.
We definitely will, and I'm sure we'll be discussing this again in the future. Before we take off, though, and end this first segment, would like to give a shout out to some people who are doing some cool stuff here in our community. A local high school girl, Angelina McMiniman, has started her own business, and it's not a lemonade stand or anything like that. She started Good Vibe Rides. Good Vibe Rides is a golf cart or low-speed vehicle rental for everyone coming down to Ocean City and really almost anywhere at the Jersey Shore. They do have the ability to deliver. Pretty impressive for someone so young to, find a niche, see a need here in the town, and capitalize on it. So good for her. If you're looking to, park your car in one of the coveted spots here in Ocean City once you get here and leave it there for your whole time and have some fun with your family. Drive around in these low-speed vehicles. They're definitely becoming more popular here on the island. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing,
that's
up to you. But you can check them out.
She got a great location. She's working out of the street side of Bob's Grill at 14th and 14th and the boardwalk.
14th and the boardwalk. She's also online like everyone else in the world at goodviberides.com. I think you can book right through there too. So, if you're, like I said, if you're looking to park your car, not have to worry about finding a spot again when you get back from the beach or the boardwalk, check it out. Good Vibe Rides, 14th and the beach or boardwalk on the street side at Bob's Grill.
Good luck to Angelina. We also want to do one of our segments on the school spotlight tonight, and we're going to start with the Ocean City Red Raiders basketball. Both the boys and the Lady Raiders made it to the South Jersey Group 3 championship games, which is a pretty big deal. The boys had a injury-riddled season with multiple starters being out for several games, including starter Sean Sakers, my boy, and Andrew Carianis. But they got healthy and played well down the stretch. They lost to a really good Morristown game in the final, but shout out to them for getting there. The Lady Raiders won the South Jersey Group 3 championship. And bigger still is they beat rival Mainland at Mainland after they lost 2 regular season games pretty handily. It was a huge upset victory led by seniors Avery Jackson, Tori Fleet, Ayanna Morton, Maddie Mott. Shout out to my boy Joe Mott. And sophomore Madeline Abramson, who's a real talent. Going to look forward to watching her for the next 2 years. Shout out to Coach Stephanie Gately. I think she outcoached every coach all season, had the girls ready for that championship run. She was the right coach at the right time this year, and now she's moving back to college ranks, back to Fairleigh Dickinson. So Congrats to both the boys and girls on great seasons, and good luck, Coach.
Excellent. Well, that wraps it up here for episode 1, To Build or Not to Be Built. Be sure to tune in next week when we discuss what's blowing in the wind. If you've come down to Ocean City, you've definitely seen the signs, stop the windmills, stop the windmills. It's on the beach on the way in. Memorial Day weekend, they actually rented a traffic sign or a flashing traffic sign, like a digital traffic sign, and put it right in front of my house. So I literally just saw the message all day long. But it's a hot topic here,
And we're going to get into it.
We will. So tune in next Thursday, and thank you for listening. We are Dominick Dougherty and Drew Fasy,
And we are the local guys.